please don't blame me. Oh, I'm knocking myself out, yes. Don't try to tame me. Hey, let me have.
And good evening, folks. I'm Tom. This is the Colorcast now for Monday night. It's the 13th of June, 1994. And tonight on this program, we are presenting our first annual Commercial of the Year award. Our staff and moi got together. We've been watching TV commercials along with all of you on Super Bowl, on the World Series, on the Tony Awards, on the Academy Awards, on Major League Baseball. And we have selected not only our Commercial of the Year, but the Commercial Line of the Year, and this will be revealed. Why is the floor moving up and down?
People are apparently running down the hall.
Are we sure it's not a 3.7?
It felt a little like
Didn't?
that.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it certainly did. Maybe you should move show to somewhere else.
Any suggestions?
Thinking, no, not anywhere where they have Earth movements.
Oh.
Did you hear in the paper or read in the paper now that in San Francisco they say there is a 90% chance that by the year 2020, bang, the big one. Oh yeah, which makes everybody in the Bay Area, you know, very, very big. And the other one they say now is that the next big one, the next major earthquake, is going to happen right beneath Portland, Oregon. And that's, you know,
Right.
Once again, our good friends at the National Seismic Service. Anyway, on tonight's program, we have the Commercial of the Year award, which will be an extravaganza of incomparable proportion. Then we have with us the anchor for entertainment tonight. That'd be John Tesh. John Tesh and his wife, Connie, are the proud parents of a 1 week and some days old baby girl whose name is Prima, who I hear is adorable, and why not? Because John and Connie certainly are. John is here tonight, and then a little bit later on, we have Deborah Norville and Dana James, the co-anchors of a brand new news program on CBS, which is called America Tonight. I used to work with Norville at ABC Radio. When I did the radio for ABC, she was my lead-in. After three names, Sally left. I'm sorry, Dana James was her maiden name. Her name now is Dana King. She's on CBS. I guess when you go to CBS, you change your name. Is the name Carson spoke? Yeah. So anyway, that'd be Dana King and Deborah Norville, John Tesh, and the Commercial of the Year. And I'd give you the actor's name, but that would give the whole bit away. I lost my train of thought here, but it truthfully doesn't make any difference. Now, I'm thinking I may have to leave the country in September. It has nothing at all to do with this program. But I looked at my passport Friday, and it's run out. So I went to the post office to get the form that you fill out and get the pictures taken to mail in the old passport and get the new one. And I noticed it says if this passport was issued more than 12 years ago, we can't send you a new one. So I called and I said, what do I have to have, excuse me, to get a new passport? And the lady said, well, you have to have your birth certificate. And you have to have 2 pictures, and you have to fill out a form. I said, why do I have to have my birth certificate? She said, well, you have to prove to the government of the United States that you are a citizen of this country. I said, you mean I've been doing national TV and radio now for 20 years, and I've been paying taxes since 1955 with a Social Security number, and you don't know who I am? She said, no, you have to send in these forms. So I called the Department of Birth Certificates, or whatever they call it, back in Madison, Wisconsin. And by the way, it's okay. I've already seen those.
Oh, very good.
Okay, good.
Very good.
Been a great deal of tension here that Tom is not prepared, and I want to assure the staff in the control room that Tom is indeed ready. So I called the Department of Birth Certificates back there in Madison, Wisconsin, and I get a phone message that goes on for 28 minutes telling me what I have to do, and then they give you the number to push if you want to talk to a live operator. Man. And all through this, I'm thinking, and I mean no disrespect to anybody, but people walk across the border here at San Diego and go to work at Burger King, and nobody says boo. I'm trying to get a birth certificate, a passport, and they don't know who I am. And I'm a major GD television.
Yes, you are correct, sir.
I want to send a few thank yous. First of all, I know that Dottie out in Pennsylvania is teed off, but the train tie will have to wait for another time because Bill Bevins of New World and Marvel Comics sent in the Spider-Man tie in red tonight, and I couldn't wait. Okay, I think it's smashing.
It is.
I think it's true. I love comic ties. The Spider-Man tie. Thank you, Bill, and thanks to all the folks over at New World. Appreciate that. I also want to thank a man named Randy Alberts, who has a company out there in Rockford, Illinois, called Elegant Etching, who sent in 2 gorgeous color teeny glasses in 1,000,000 pieces. Something happened with the post office, and we were going to show them off here tonight. And I'm sorry, but they broke. And I also want to thank this woman. Her name is Chloe Gordon. This is a computer-generated picture of Chloe. She lives out there in the TV audience. I don't have her address at hand, but she was kind enough to send in here a Looney Tunes, what do you call it, where you put the puzzle together? That's it, jigsaw puzzle. For the little one. And she sent each of us on the staff fountain pens. She says, now, boys, these are fountain pens. When the ink runs out, these are not like ballpoint pens where you just, put a new ballpoint in. You got to dip these in the ink. Get a tight shot here, Mike, will you? Folks, here's what a fountain pen looks like. Anyway, I've got mine, and fellas on the crew, Schwartz has yours. See, her name...
You just left.
Oh, her name was Dana James, but then when she went to CBS, she had to change it. We'll be right back with the Commercial of the Year awards after these messages. Fire up a color teeny and watch the pictures as they fly through the air.
This is CNBC.
First, for a new approach to interactive talk TV.
First, for the greatest lineup of talk hosts anywhere. CNBC is first in talk.
Talk about making business contacts. Dan Dorfman, Karen Gibbs, and Neil Cavuto can introduce you to more CEOs than you can shake a cellular phone at. CNBC, we've got the people who know what they're talking about.
Tonight, from Washington, Tim Russert puts the media in perspective.
One thing that Tom is extremely sensitive about is hair.
Yes. Yes.
As we approach a certain age, we men tend to get sensitive about hair. But I appreciate the preview. Could you put that up for Lee and let me see what it's going to look like? Jeez. Man, oh man, oh man. Not bad, huh?
No, it really...
Oh, you took too long. Get out of here.
Well, Schwartz distracted.
Oh, he's passing out the pens.
Yes, that's it.
Anyway, here is the, we have 3 versions. Actually, it's not the Commercial of the Year. It's 3 Commercials of the Year, and we intend to give this award out more than once a year, but we're still going to call it Commercial of the Year. Okay. Here are the winners in no particular order of the Commercial of the Year, and you'll get the drift. Roll them.
Driver, do you have any Bud Light in your vehicle?
Yes.
And I am Mr. Gallywikich.
You mean Dr. Galakowitz?
Yes, I am. This is so cool.
Try to hit the switch. Yeah. There it is.
First time in a limo? Doctor?
In a limo this small. Pardon me, where are you going with all that Bud Light?
The Lee family reunion.
Then I'm here for the Lee family reunion.
You're a member of the Lee family?
Yes, I am.
Right this way.
你是李中的老大。
Sure, sure.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
你真有点像他。
You're playing for Bud Light, ladies. The boys are back in town.
These guys are good.
Who are you calling guys? Yeah.
Looks like you're in the finals. Ma'am, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You're the defending ladies pool champion?
Yes, I am.
Here is the actor who does the part and says the line, yes, I am. Here from our studio in Chicago is Eddie Jemison. Eddie, great to have you on, and thanks for taking part in our little spoof here. Welcome to our program.
Thank you.
I understand that in the beginning, when you auditioned for this part, you were not auditioning for the role that you eventually played. What happened there?
Well, I don't think they knew exactly who they wanted for what, and they wanted me to be the driver originally, and instead they got Ian Gomez. And they said, this guy, put him in the back. Let him drink the beer.
Oh, so you were not going to be Dr. Galakowitz to begin with?
No, I don't think they really knew exactly if it was going to be a doctor or what. It was very sort of improvisational, and the director, Tom DeCircio, wasn't quite sure what he was going to do with it yet.
And once you did the first commercial, where he says to you, "You're Dr. Galikowitz," and you say, "Yes, I am."
Yeah.
Then after that commercial played, how rapidly did you go on to make the sequels? Give me the chronology there when they realized they had something on their hands that people were responding to.
It was about 3 months, 3 months maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And did you know when you finished the first one that there would be a second one?
No, I had no idea.
And now that they've all been running,
yeah,
what happens when you walk? I know that you're working in a show in Chicago. What happens when you're on the street? Are you now a recognized face?
Several times a day, people, come up to me or shout things across the street, "Yes, I am," or "Dr. Galakowitz," or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Or, grab me on the bus and manhandle me.
They say, "Are you the guy in the beer commercials?" And you look right at them and you say,
"Yes, I am." I try not to say that, actually. But
oh, listen, it's very, very cute. There's there's nothing greater than a line. Who was the lady? Remember, "Where's the Beef"? The woman who did the commercials some years back for the Wendy's hamburger chain.
Yeah.
Now, what else is going on in your life besides these commercials?
Nothing much, except that I'm in a band right now called Love Kit, and we've been together about 4 or 5 months, and we're playing gigs around Chicago.
And would your ambition be to be a musician, or would you like to continue working as an actor and possibly branch out beyond commercials?
Well, I would love to be in films. That's what I got into this for. That's why I started acting several years ago, about 6 years ago. But the band right now is what I'm really into,
mm-hmm.
and I'm happy with it the way it is. I really have high hopes for that, and it's the most fun I've had in a long time.
And have you done any work in pictures beyond those that run 30 seconds?
I just finished a film this summer, an independent film by Will Conroy. I don't know if you know the writer Frank Conroy.
Yes, I do.
Wrote Body and Soul. His son is a director, writer, and we just finished a film in Iowa City last summer, and it's going to be premiering in Los Angeles.
And was it tough to keep up your concentration beyond 30 seconds?
It's tough anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
In front of a camera or off.
And will Chicago be your place of residence, or eventually will you migrate to New York or Los Angeles?
Maybe New York, but Chicago for right now is where I live, and I like it here. But I don't think I'm going to move to Los Angeles.
In any event, why not?
I went out there just recently
mm-hmm.
to talk to TriStar about doing a TV show.
Yeah.
And I broke out in hives because it just made me very nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
That happens out here in L.A. a lot. You walk down the street and you break out into hives. It's with the earthquakes and stuff, that's bad. But I hate it when I break out in hives. It's awful.
I can't drive. I can drive, but I don't like to, and I don't like sun, things like that.
Really? Well, just go underground. Anyway, Eddie, congratulations. You're not only the winner of the Commercial of the Year award, but we've also decided to give you the award for Delivery of the Line of the Year. And, of course, you know what that would be. Watch the monitor there in Chicago, and you folks here in the studio, watch the monitors as well. In fact, you folks at home, watch the monitors.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Sure, what, Joe? Sure.
You're the defending ladies pool champion?
Yes, I am.
We are sending you under separate cover a Tom Snyder coffee mug for being a good sport and joining us on the show.
Thank you very much.
Also, one of the pens, if we can get it from Schwartz, and a copy of the new John Tesh CD. John's on our show tonight, and I know you like music. He's got a great one out called Sax by the Fire. Great songs and great saxophone, and I hope that you enjoy these prizes. And if you're ever in L.A., please come and see us, okay?
Thanks a lot.
All right, my great pleasure.
It.
And you really are Eddie Jemison, aren't you?
Yes, I am. See you, Tom.
All right, good night, Eddie.
Thank you.
Geez, what a good sport, huh?
Yes.
Here I'm trying to recall the name of the lady who did the line. Clara Peller. I interviewed her once when I worked in New York for Eyewitness News, where we used to say, there's nothing wrong with your set. We used to run this on the news in New York. There's nothing wrong with your set. We should run it here. You know, what you see is what you get. Yeah. Anyway, John Tesh is in the house tonight, and a little bit later on we have Dana King, who used to be Dana James, but she had to change her name when she went to CBS, and my friend from ABC Radio. Deborah's here as well. That'd be, of course,
Deborah Norville.
Deborah Norville. We'll be right back.
This is CNBC.
I don't take his calls. We are back with John Tesh, who would be the co-anchor of Entertainment Tonight, that's in syndication around the country, and has recently gained a bit of notoriety because he and his bride, Connie, had a baby girl about a week, 10 days ago. Her name is Prima. Mom and baby are doing fine, and John, I'm told, is in seventh heaven over the birth of his heir.
I am. I have made a critical error, though, because, you know, a year ago when I was here, you had a desk.
Yeah.
And I figured that I didn't need to wear shoes.
Oh, no, that's okay.
All right?
That's fine. No, that's perfectly all right. This is a very informal show, and the desk left. Yeah, that went quickly. All the woodwork left. So anyway, how is it different now that you got well, you don't have the patter of little feet yet, but you certainly have the wail of little lungs.
Definitely. Well, first of all, you know, when you were very nice, because when we talked in the green room, you said congratulations on the birth of Prima, and you didn't have an awful look on your face. When people say to me, "What's the name of your kid?" I say, "It's Prima," and they go, like prima donna.
Yeah.
But there's a story behind it.
I'm sure there is, and I know that when she's in the 6th grade and she comes home and she says, "Who the hell named me Prima?" that you and Connie are going to tell her the story. Okay. Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Hey, how come my name is Isidore and everybody else is Jack and Jim and John? Yeah.
Well, it was going to be Prima or Mildred. My mom's name is Mildred.
That's a good name.
Yeah,
Mildred Pierce.
Mm-hmm. Well, Connie's late father's name is Primo Selecchia, first generation Italian. So we thought we would honor him by naming her. We didn't know what the baby was, which was very cool because nowadays everybody knows. So when the baby was yanked out of there, and when it came out, I still didn't know because because I don't know if we can be too graphic, but there's a great deal of swelling of the female genitalia.
That's correct.
So I thought those were gonads, right? You know, and so I still wasn't sure when they brought Prima. I thought it was Prima. I thought it was Primo.
Primo, right? Yeah.
So somebody whispered in my ear, it's a girl, John. And then,
how many people?
I brought you a picture, by the way.
Oh, no.
Okay, I should hold it.
Surprise ending.
Okay.
Look, give me. I have nothing to build to. Until.
Yeah, I was a little worried after following Eddie, who was.
I mean, after the commercial of the year, there's not much left for us, you know, except for the fact that Dana King's coming on, and she
used to be Dana James.
Yeah, but she
I'm watching.
Yeah, she went to CBS, and you change your name when you go over there.
Right.
So anyway, like when you watch the baby coming out of your, I mean, do you cry? I guess you do, don't you? I mean, I cried when I didn't see my child born, because when that happened, you couldn't go in there.
Yeah, you're outside.
But I watched a baby being born on a television documentary, and I cried. I broke down. I mean, it's something.
Yeah, it really is. There's nothing like it, and you feel so responsible all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 41 years old, and I consider myself a kid, and then all of a sudden, you get this responsibility, and I drive differently now with the baby in the car. But you know what really is interesting to me is that we spend so much time worrying about when and how and who we're going to offend by passing gas. I mean, my whole life. You're worried. I'm assuming that there have been times on this show when you've worried about, I've got some.
Not me. No.
All right. And the average person. Person.
Hey, silent but deadly. You know.
The squealer is the dealer.
Yeah. My wife used to say, "Speak again, oh toothless wonder."
Oh God. But anyway, for me, anyway, I can remember being in.
But it's amazing, isn't it? How sooner or later we get right back to it on this show. You know.
But I used to do things like when I was in, the worst thing you could do when you were in high school or junior high was to cut one, and so I would try to time. I had a lot of gas when I was in high school and junior high, and I would try to. You didn't know this about me.
I don't want to know this.
No, it's not going too much further than this.
I would hope not.
I would try and time the dropping of a large textbook to the
right.
thing, but it was.
Or how about this when you're on the hard seat?
Yeah. Right. So and this is going somewhere, but my timing was always wrong. So it would be sort of like, it would sound like, You know, like that. But anyway, we spent our whole lives. The crew is all going, yeah, I know what you're talking about. We spent our whole lives worried about it. It's the most. My little girl. It makes her day. It's the one thing she looks forward to every day. And I can always tell 2 minutes coming because she goes, yeah, and then you hear like that, and she's like, and we can communicate that way because I can communicate with her.
This is good.
By doing, I talk to her, she talks to me.
You know, if this had happened on the morning show,
you waited the whole time for something like that. I know you've been waiting. Yeah, I
was patient. Yeah,
I do remember a year ago when we were firing up the John and Lisa show. For those of you at home who don't know what the hell we're talking about, and you had a twinkle in your eye and you said, "Good luck, John, with your new talk show," and that was all. That's what was all it took.
Don't put it on me, pal. Hey, I got enough of my own back there on the trail. Let me see the picture of your baby girl.
Oh, yes. This is actually not the picture of the baby girl. This is a picture of, because we don't really want to show pictures of the baby girl, but this is a picture of me practicing changing her. This is not me changing her, but it's me practicing on someone else, which happens to be the family dog. That's the actual changing table, and that's.
And the Dalmatian, by the way, is enjoying this a great deal.
Yeah. The problem with the Dalmatian is that the Dalmatian is epileptic, and I'm serious
really?
about that. Yeah, because she has like 12 or 15 pills of phenobarb every day.
But is she okay? I mean,
she's fine. Yeah, she leads a normal life. A little gas, but then it sort of fits into the whole family. But I shot this for you because I knew that was coming on the show, and I wanted you to see the. Because it is an art, as you probably know, to change a baby, because you don't want to get, well, with a girl you don't get peed in the face usually, but you have to.
You certainly are full of bodily functions here tonight, aren't you?
I really am. You know, it's like 11 babies out 11 days, and I'm just.
What about, is she good at night, or are you up at night, you and Connie?
Connie is up. I just don't know what to do. You know, the baby gets up about.
Boil some water.
Boil water?
Yeah, just go, like in the movie they say, I'll boil some water.
Yeah, because she's nursing the kid, and what do I do? Just I can tell stories or something, but the babies are just sort of like, this is all they do. You know? It's like a victim of a car crash or something.
But the thing I remember when my granddaughter was born and my daughter was born is they smell so good.
Oh, they do smell great.
There's nothing like the smell of a new one.
Yeah.
Wow. And the other thing is, everything's brand new. All the pipes are new. Everything's new. It's so great. We're with John Tesh from Entertainment Tonight, and we'll get beyond Mr. Tesh and get to your calls on the toll-free line. Give us a toot. We'll be right back. Hey, thanks, Fort Lee. Before your girl was born, did everybody think Connie was going to have a boy?
Yes, she was convinced. Why, does this always happen? Or you're not?
My daughter was pregnant, and the thing was kicking and screaming, and she was a little larger than usual. They said, this is a boy for sure. Madeline is going to be 4 years old in July. When my daughter was born, they were convinced it was going to be a boy. It was my daughter. And I'm sure they could.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had. In fact, we went to Jamaica on a vacation when Connie was about 6 or 7 months, and people would come up. The natives there would come up, and they would, and they look like they really know what they're talking about too. You know. How is the little boy? You know, just like, and everybody said it was a boy. She was convinced it was a boy, so much so that she had convinced the doctor that it was a boy, and nobody knew except for the person who had done the amniocentesis. And so when the doctor pulled the baby out, he was shocked because he thought that we thought it was a boy.
Unbelievable. And, so much for people who know and predicting, you know. Isn't it fun not to know? Yeah.
It really is fun because you go to the store to buy clothes and you get yellow stuff and green stuff, and the baby's room is little yellow and green bunnies and things. Listen to me, Tony. It is wonderful.
Little yellow and green bunnies. Yeah, we play games. Yes, we do. We talk baby talk. Here is Rosemary. I'm gone. Fairfield, California. It's only Monday. Fairfield, California. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Snyder, and good evening, John Tesh.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, Rosemary. How you been?
Just fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Now that we've got that out of the way, say hi to John. He's right here.
Yes, I did. Good evening, Mr. Tesh.
Good evening.
It's very nice to see you and to speak to you. It's been one of my fantasies and dreams ever since you first...
The scrambled syrup. 24 hours a day.
I would like to know if it's all possible where it can be purchased. You're into music and you play beautifully. I've heard you from time to time on different clips on Entertainment Tonight, which I'm a very loyal, devoted fan of yours ever since you started. And I'd like to know how you got started and or is it just a cassette, or do you have a video out, or do you have a CD?
Rosemarie, he comes to your house.
He does?
No, he doesn't.
Thank you. What a beautiful birthday present.
No,
that would
you know,
be.
like for example, this new one here, Sax and the Fire, is available in the stores.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know, actually, this was, I think we were your first musical guest here.
Yes, you were.
You brought a keyboard and a violin.
Right.
Yeah. And we came.
And you were sitting way up high.
Yeah, I remember.
I kept looking up, saying, "Who is that large person up there?"
This CD actually was Connie's idea, because you know my stuff. I play piano and I do stuff with orchestra or whatever, instrumental stuff. And she was always after me to do an album, just do something with saxophone. And I said, I don't know. I'm reminded of Roxanne Pulitzer, who was doing something with a trumpet, right? Now we're back to it. I'm sorry. Anyway, back to the saxophone. So
you know, when he's doing Entertainment Tonight, he looks like such a nice guy. You know, he
Can we put up the picture again of me?
You know, he sits there with Mary Hart. He reports the news. He does it straight fine. He gets over here for God. We got the fart stories. We got the trumpet. We got Roxanne. What is it with you? Jeez.
Anyway, she said, "Why don't you do something with saxophone?"
This is not you playing here, is it?
No, it's not. And that's why it's called the John Tesh Project. And what it is 12 songs that everybody would recognize. At the End of the Innocents, I'll Always Love You, Wind Beneath My Wings, Desperado. And we got 6 of the best sax players, session players, who are unrecognized players, to play on the record.
So then Kenny G wouldn't be on here.
No, he would not, because he is a
recognized
player.
Yes. Anyway, here's Maureen calling us now from Detroit, Michigan. Hi, Maureen, you're on.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm a little bit confused now, Maureen, but I'm going to be okay.
I'm sorry that you're confused.
That's okay. Nice of you to call and say hi to John. He's right here.
Well, hi, John. How are you?
Hi, Maureen.
John's fine, too, and having said that, let's get to it.
Well, first I need to suck up to you a little bit, Tom. My birthday is on Friday.
Yes, ma'am.
And I told my husband that it would be better than diamonds if I could get a Tom Snyder mug.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about that?
Well, I was going to send you some diamonds, but I guess that's out of the question, huh?
No, you can keep the diamonds. I already got those.
All right, we'll get your name and address, and happy birthday, Maureen. You get
Thank you.
You get
and I have a question for John.
Boy, I wasn't sucked up too much, was I, huh?
No, that was really easy.
Yeah, that was kind of a fast suck up. And I know those. Anyway, here's John.
Go ahead, Maureen.
Hi, my husband wants to know what it's like to work with an absolutely gorgeous woman like Mary Hart.
Gee, I thought it was a question for me.
Yeah.
He wants to know from you what it's.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's wonderful. Actually, I have the best job in Hollywood. I get to work with Mary, and I get to go home to my wife Connie. Thank you. But thanks for the question. It's a great job, and your husband should be so lucky to have that job. I'm very fortunate.
He would be. Well, thanks a lot.
Now, Maureen, stay on the line here, because if we don't have your address, there's no mug.
I know.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
All right. Happy birthday, Maureen. How old are you going to be?
32, and I never watched you on the Tomorrow Show, but my husband did, because he's older than I am.
Oh, yeah? How much older is he?
He's 48.
Whoa. Wow. Well, that's okay.
Next to him, Tom, you're like the sexiest guy in the world.
Well, thanks, Maureen. I like you a lot. I'm going to send you a mug.
With Sean Connery.
Okay. Goodbye now.
Bye.
Bye. Get her address. Get her number. Max in the wilds of Kentucky. Hi, Max. How are you?
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Max.
How you doing?
Max,
I've got a question.
Same as I was 5 minutes ago. Nothing has changed.
Okay. I've got a question for John.
Okay.
Are you there, John?
Yes, I'm
He's
here.
right
Max.
here. Yeah.
John, a couple of years ago, I think you had a Christmas album.
Yes.
And it was really great. I really enjoyed it. And there's a couple who are our best friends, and we gave them the Christmas album as a Christmas present. And for some reason, they didn't like it.
I was going to say they haven't spoken to us since.
So I was wondering, maybe is there any way they could maybe trade it in for the new album?
The last time I was on here, it was David Letterman that called. You're sure this isn't Dave?
No.
No. Yeah. Well, actually, but oddly enough, there is a new record coming out. It's called A Family Christmas. First one was A Romantic Christmas, and now with the family, it's called A Family Christmas. I'll tell you what. If you write me personally, I mean, I can't imagine that they didn't really. Maybe somebody had slipped slipped a different CD in there or something. I can't imagine they wouldn't have liked the album. But if you write me personally, I will exchange the Family Christmas album for the Romantic Christmas album.
Okay, well, that's great.
If there's anybody else that wants to do that, though, please don't do it because we can't handle it.
Only Max from Kentucky.
Max from Kentucky.
Max, I'm glad you called. Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, you don't have an Easter album or anything. You know what's amazing? They don't have. There are no Thanksgiving songs, are there?
There are. Well, no, I guess they're not.
No, no, none. No Thanksgiving.
There's nothing even to sing at Thanksgiving,
nothing.
is there?
Well, even with a turkey that you know will fold. It's,
right.
Yeah. Anyway, congrats on your baby.
Thank you very much, Tom.
My best to your bride. Thanks for coming over, and I hope you do well. I love the music on that CD. It's called Sax by the Fire, the John Tesh project, available now in the stores. The music is playing from the project. We'll continue from Fort Lee and Burbank with our thanks to John Tesh. We'll be right back after these messages.